So Jake Paul did exactly that. Under the bright lights in Orlando, Florida. In a fight that, for the first time in his career, didn't come with a built-in excuse. No retired legends. No MMA crossover narrative. No, he's not a real boxer safety net. Just a 10-to-1 professional fighter in Andre August. A Golden Gloves champion. A man who had spent years in the trenches of real boxing. Small venues, tough opponents, no spotlight, no shortcuts. This wasn't supposed to be easy. In fact, this was supposed to be the moment everything caught up to Jake Paul. Because for years, the criticism followed him everywhere. Fight a real boxer. Fight someone who actually does this for a living. Stop picking opponents, you're not ready. And whether you agreed or not, this fight felt different. There was no joke attached to it. No spectacle to hide behind. Just risk. Andre August wasn't coming in as a celebrity opponent. He wasn't there for clout. He wasn't there to build a brand. He was there for one reason. Respect. Because for fighters like August, opportunities like this don't come often. One big win on a stage like this changes everything. Bigger purses. Better fights. Real recognition. A chance to rewrite your entire career in one night. That's the kind of hunger you can't manufacture. That's dangerous. And for the first time in Jake Paul's career, people weren't just watching for entertainment. They were watching for answers. Was this the moment he gets exposed? Was this where the experiment ends? Was this where YouTuber turned boxer finally meets reality? But Jake Paul didn't walk into this fight like someone trying to protect an image. He walked in like someone trying to prove something, to himself more than anyone else. After his first loss, something shifted. You could see it in the way he talked. You could hear it in the way he trained. Tone changed. No more shortcuts. No more carefully managed expectations. No more hiding behind spectacle. Just work. Training camps became something else entirely. Early mornings, 5 a.m. sessions, conditioning that pushed past comfort, rounds and rounds of sparring, not for content but for correction, every flaw exposed, every weakness addressed. Because at some point, the truth of boxing catches up to everyone. You can't fake it forever. And Jake knew that. So instead of avoiding that reality, he ran straight into it. Fight night felt different. Even the atmosphere reflected it. Less noise. Less distraction. More tension. Two men in the ring. One trying to prove he belongs. The other trying to prove he never did. Round 1 starts. And right away, Andre August looks composed. Confident. He's throwing combinations. Working the body. Moving like someone who's been here before because he has. For a brief moment. You can feel it. That uncertainty. That question creeping back in. What if this is the night? And then. Happens. Boom. Perfectly timed right uppercut. Clean. Impact. Explosive. The kind of punch you don't see coming until it's already too late. August goes down. Flat. No debate. No controversy. The fight is over. First round. For a split second. Silence. Then chaos. Because everything people thought they were about to witness just got flipped. The same voices that said, "Fight a real boxer," now had to process what they just saw. Because that wasn't a lucky punch thrown in desperation. That was timing. That was preparation. That was execution. And maybe the most important detail. He called it. I'm knocking him out in round 1. That's not something you say lightly. Especially in a fight like this. Because if you're wrong, you look foolish. But he wasn't wrong. And that changes the conversation. Because now the question isn't just, is Jake Paul a real boxer? It becomes, how far can this actually go? That's where things get complicated. Because one fight doesn't answer everything. One knockout doesn't erase every doubt. And Andre August, while a legitimate boxer, isn't the top of the division. But it does prove something important. This isn't just a gimmick anymore. There's real development happening. Real growth. Real commitment. From YouTuber to attraction. To someone who's now actively chasing legitimacy in one of the hardest sports in the world. And boxing doesn't hand that out easily. You have to take it. Jake Paul is trying to take it. Step by step. Fight by fight. And whether you respect the path or question it, you can't ignore it anymore. Because the evolution is visible. Cleaner technique. Better composure. Smarter shot selection. And moments like that uppercut. Those don't come from luck. They come from repetition. Now the stakes only get higher. The opponents get tougher. The margin for error gets smaller. Because once you cross this line, there's no going back to the old narrative. You asked for real boxing. Now you're in it. And maybe that's the most interesting part of all. Because Jake Paul said something that stuck. Boxing gave me purpose. That's not something you fake. That's not something you say for promotion. That's something you discover. And now he's chasing something bigger than views. Bigger than headlines. A world championship. Is that realistic? That's a different conversation. But belief doesn't operate on realism. It operates on momentum. And right now, he has it. Love him or hate him. Doubt him or support him. You're watching something unfold in real time. And whether it ends in greatness or gets stopped along the way, it's no longer a joke.